New Arcs, Chapter 3. And thinking back on prophecies given. Harrell thought about a huge prophecy that many were to think would never come to being. And now, in the 6 years past 2005, it was finally to start to blend to the fabric of Harrell's life. Harrell wanted too often years ago to end it, for time was slow on the brink and beginning of this the truth soon to come. But even in the past years, all would say, "Ooh, you're going to go greatly through a hard time and come out greater. Like a gold piece, whom ends a life anew in a cauldron or moldering melting pot, and all will behold a brighter, better you. Just wait and be one with God." So I would. But not impatience was I in wait for this. Screams were heard by God, and cries to let him lay away and end it all on asphalt. But that wasn't allowed. Don't leave earth, for greater it will be, the purpose of living, than would have been of dying. They were to burn away the impure thoughts, ideas, sounds, screams, and finally, dreams. Then he was to birth into a breathtaking, more talking than known to them, awesome man of God. Never the more was Harrell to be just a great musician, but also a writer. This, and time and space and ways of living, were to be the still-birth stories to which were the fabric soon woven into lighted paths. I think that all would have been lost if your ideas would have come into being years before. Hence, now it's your time, and this is your song, for this is the drum that you will drum upon. But up on stage alone was felt, singing to those people. The lights faded night after night, and Harrell hopes someday the father and mother will find him in the bar doing what one was called to do, chilling songs to people's ears like An Angelic Simulant, or The Throne, and even at times She Lies in the Mirror. But only a few of these would be heard by them, and mostly just once. That was an idea he was to think would be good, for the once gospel-giving do-gooders were family and all were seen as blessed, but not anymore. Some see it as a fraud. I'm not one to say yes or no on this situation and that family, but some would have hoped for a better landing. The blank stare that him and her gave when called upon by God-given gifts and almost false teeth fall upon the floor was to be heard by the children. The cry was what they would do to comfort themselves. Luckily, for these few cinder-blocked, flocked family members, they had a hard rock that they could still come to from time to time. These they called them Mim and Christ-likeness. As the Christ-likeness was to bear far more than he felt he should, he became intolerable, and almost forfeited this title to this, his in-law. Many times I'm sure the Mim and Christ-likeness were in better standings, but due to the cycles of events of the Isobolder for years, they didn't exactly give up. They just grew tired and wanted to rest. But he gave in and dished out some help. For all he knew, was the one who could see through the haze held over most people's eyes. He was looked upon as great, but some have to remind men of greatness about the greatness they should become. That was the end of Chapter 3. And thinking back on prophecies given.